Hello everybody and welcome to a new studio diary. So I don't even remember the last time I did one of these, so bear with me if I'm a bit rusty. I have actually written myself a script this time, so I have notes on the desk in front of me, because I kind of needed to get everything in order in my head before I started filming, because I'm a bit jumbled up at the moment, obviously. This may or may not be a format I continue with, like writing the scripts. But if trying it this way gets me started making videos again, I figure why not? So if I sound a bit sort of weird and wooden and unnatural, that's why. So this first set of footage is quite significant. At the time of filming it, I didn't realise quite how much. So I hadn't done any filming for a year, and then I decided one morning to take myself off for a day out in the gorgeous spring outdoors. So this is back in the UK now, and I took my camera with me and my notebook, and I started making notes about, how I can get back into doing creative things again. It was an absolutely gorgeous spring day, and later on after filming this, I finally received news that we'd been accepted to move into a little apartment. And if you know anything about the state of housing in the UK at the moment and renting and nonsense, it's not a very easy thing to do. But luckily we were accepted. And it was kind of like the future I'd been really hoping for just sort of unlocked. And it was such a relief. And it was just nice that it also happened the day that I decided to do something that felt a little self-indulgent, and was to go out and just have the day out by myself, surrounded by all the gorgeous trees, because I'm a big fan of trees, with my notebook in hand. And I, started finally making plans again. So it was a really significant day. And I just thought I'd share that with you. So it's been quite a while, hasn't it? If you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen a photo of my new nest, my new mini studio. Again, it's not a separate location. It's not like I have a fancy studio separate to my house. I just built myself into a little corner in our apartment and basically surrounded myself with everything I need. And that's absolutely enough. In fact, for me at the moment, it's the absolute best, and I'm so happy with it and so glad I finally have this space again. So, not drawing for over a year was a thing that happened. And I could have beaten myself up about it or worried myself silly that I'd got terminal, never ending artist's block, but I did know deep down that I just needed my nest again. I needed my little space to work. So I kind of concentrated on that really, because I knew that once I had that, I could start doing things again. New materials and new supplies definitely helps. I don't actually have any new materials in the traditional sense. I haven't actually found a really good art shop, but like close by yet. But I did receive some money from my grandparents when they both died, and I know my grandma would have been very supportive of me buying it. So I got a new iPad with an Apple Pencil. So I've never actually had an iPad before, and I kept seeing people using Procreate for digital art online, and I was feeling, so in awe of the speed and the ease of use. It looked so cool, and I was really keen to try it, but I sort of felt like it's a big expense basically. And I like to do a lot with pen, pencil, and paints on real paper, and until now, that's what I've been doing. So then I'd scan it into my Mac and use a tablet, like a plug-in tablet, to do the final editing in Photoshop. It's a bit laborious doing it that way, and it turns out that my tablet that I've been using for years is not compatible with my new MacBook, which I had to get a year ago or so to replace my other one. And then I'd have to buy a new drawing tablet and blah, blah, blah. You know how it is when Apple products suddenly don't work anymore and you have to update everything. And then I received this money, and I thought of all those, hip young kids with their fancy Apple pencils, and decided just to give it a go. So it is an investment in my creative business. And I know my grandparents would have been really supportive of that idea. And I think it's going to be a game changer, and it's going to speed things up a lot once I get used to it and work it all out. So far, I've only used Procreate. I'm just going to keep playing around with that for the moment. So my first attempts at playing around with it were to change a lot of my graphics. Like I use these graphic images for YouTube video covers and a website and Patreon, things like that. And they've been quite colourful until now, and I do love colourful artwork, and I will be doing colourful artwork. But I kind of wanted to have a sort of a more neutral theme, I guess like a blue inky theme, because I'd seen a couple of things on Pinterest that I absolutely loved. Well, actually, one of them was the back of a plate at my mum's house. And they have this lovely blue inky sort of old-fashioned print sort of theme. And it was just something I felt like doing. And I figured re-inking old designs is a really good way to get practice without, too much thinking about what to draw. And I have been feeling like I want to experiment with my style a bit. Nothing major is going to change naturally, but it's always good to try new things. So apparently, actually, Procreate has this feature where you can sort of replay the whole drawing process in a little video. I haven't tried it yet because I've done so much faffing around working out how to use it. It would be kind of comical to see the process if I made you a video, because it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But once I get the hang of it, get the hang of Procreate, I can hopefully share some little drawing process videos. So what am I going to do in my little studio space now I've made it? Well, nothing's firmly decided, because it never is. But I have this new idea for a slightly new way of working. I did a lot of thinking and writing about how things went for me on Patreon before. Absolutely loved it, and just want to say now to anybody who's watching that was a patron of mine, thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant time on there, and I may well be back on there at some point. I actually printed out a list of everybody's names who'd supported me, and there was well over 100 people, over the course of a year or two, and that was kind of a real boost to me to kind of come back and start doing things again, so big thank you again. But I don't think it's sustainable for me to return to exactly the same model as before, because I work a part-time job now. I'm out the house for 4 days a week. So I don't have the 5 days that I used to have. So I had to sit down and sort of really carefully look at the time I do have. So I got a spare weekly page in an old Hobonichi cousin. Really useful to work out when exactly I can do things. And I came up with a plan. So I actually get up at 5 a.m. So this is after going to bed at 9 p.m. So I still get my 8 hours sleep, don't worry. But between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. I have about 2 hours in the morning before the daily routine starts at 7. So I can, use those 2 hours quietly in the morning to get things done. I can also do a little drawing on the iPad in the evening just before bed. So another reason for purchasing it is because it's so portable. So I can snuggle up anywhere, on the sofa, on the bed, wherever. It's actually most comfortable when you're snuggling. Like, if you try and sit at a desk with an iPad and draw on it, it doesn't feel, I don't know, it feels like you ought to be somewhere cozy, like snuggling on a sofa. So the plan is to do that in the evenings. And then I also have Fridays off, so Fridays are my big day to get like a big chunk of work done. So I do have time, but definitely not as much time as I had when we were living in Japan. I've been checking out ideas for Ko-fi, Patreon, slightly different way of doing things, and I think I will find a way soon to share things I do with anyone who's interested. I'll probably explain it better once I've worked it all out for sure, but I can say now that I'm going to be working on larger projects. So before on Patreon I was doing sheets with a monthly theme and then changing it up each month, and it's just too fast a pace for me at the moment with the reduced amount of time I have. Doing monthly themes also meant I couldn't linger on themes. So sometimes I'd start something and I'd be like, oh, I really want to do more on this. And I think, well, no, because I need to start a new theme for a new month. So now I can explore things further until I'm basically finished myself. So the plan is I'm going to be working on projects. And each project will hopefully have a final product or final products. And this may be something physical. In fact, hopefully it will be something physical. So obviously I've done a lot of digital work in the past, digital printouts and things. I'll still probably do those. But my goal from now on is to sort of think a little bit bigger and start making physical projects. And I figured if I start a project on a certain theme and then by the end of it have at least one physical product that I can produce. And I've got a long list of things I want to make. yeah, so I just need to do it at a manageable pace, basically. So I need to do it at my own pace, so I can't sort of guarantee every month, patrons will get this, this, this. Anyway, I'll work it all out and I will let you know. So the first thing, kind of a warm-up project for me, will be the easiest theme, the one I suppose I'm most familiar with over the years, and I'm sure you've already started to see it creeping into the shops. I didn't make a single video last year on the subject, and I didn't even do a journal. But I did save all the bits and pieces from last year, and perhaps I'll, cobble them together into something quickly this year if I have time. But yeah, it's going to be Christmas. So I don't know if I'll make a product this year for that theme, because I may only have time to do a journal. But if I do a journal, there will definitely be printables, things available if anybody wants anything. But I'm just going to start the process, see where I end up. It's all experimental, basically, at this stage. I've got a note in my schedule to start the Christmas project from Monday. So we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely share things with you on here. I will be doing Christmas videos. I will also be doing planner videos again. So not just Christmas ones, but techo kaigi, things like that. And I do have a small haul of things I got on our recent trip during the summer to Japan to share. And the teeniest of Hobonichi hauls. So I won't do a separate Hobonichi video, I don't think. It'll just be all mixed up. But yeah, there'll be all sorts of different videos, kind of basically the same themes as I used to do. And at some point, I'll be able to make things available for purchase, and hopefully there will be freebies too. So there are the plans, and there's now a crazy weekly schedule in place to ensure I have the time to do these things. But I have the space and the tools, and I absolutely do have the inclination and excitement/nervousness in a good way. So for now, this is the plan, and I'm hopefully going to be around a lot more from now on. And hopefully you'll be able to pop in from time to time to join me as I work all of this out. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.